Welcome back to Omega Level. I'm Steve Pride.
I'm Josh Dragon.
Omega Level.
Omega Level.
Omega Level.
Omega Level. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in once again on this fateful Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Doesn't matter how you're listening to it. That's how we do. We're now going to do the Let's Talk Comics section. Yeah, we changed names. That's what's up. We're cool.
We're something.
We are something.
We'll probably be something else next week, too.
Yeah, it's constantly changing. We don't know. But we are Omega Level Podcast. That is for sure.
We are trying to find our stick.
There we go. Boom. And in this week, let's talk comics. Wow. Second issue of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thank you, Donny Cates.
Thank you indeed. Jeff Shaw, I believe, was the artist still for the first issue and the second issue. Still not crazy about the art. The coloring is fantastic. To me, it still feels weird. Like when they're zooming on just the face, they look great. But then it shows everything. It still kind of throws me off. It's not bad.
Yeah, I guess it's a little rough, but I mean, art doesn't matter. It's all about words.
It's all about the words. Shout out to Bo Burnham. Oh, we can't do that here?
So starting off with this issue, we got Star-Lord drunk dialing Kitty Pryde, just telling her just everything that's going on. Is like, so Thanos is dead. We went to his funeral. Me and Groot weren't invited for whatever reason, but that's whatever.
Yeah, that
Black
was
Order
nice.
came, stole his body. Now I'm calling you. She's like, God, it's 4 a.m. You look like crap.
It's funny, and this is like, there. I think 3 people, maybe just 2 people that comment on how he looks. I mean, yeah.
There's only 2 people.
Only 2 people?
Yeah.
Okay. They comment on that. I mean, yeah, he's kind of going back into his alcoholic ways.
Well, I guess 3 in a way.
In a
Because
way.
he just walks in on 2 people.
True.
Only one of them is
True.
just like, hey, you look like crap. He's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, Phyla said it. Moondragon's just still sleeping. She said that when
No, they were talking to each other.
No, because she had another scene. She said, I just woke up. Remember, she got woke up by Cosmic
I thought
Ghost
she said
Rider
that
and
she's
Groot?
been awake for 3 days, so she'd be concerned if that she like fell asleep.
Oh, she was just saying I was just about to fall asleep. That's what it was.
We read it this morning.
Boom. We're coming at you. She did acknowledge that, though. I feel bad for Star-Lord, especially when it's talking about the Kitty Pryde issue, and like he kind of was like, God, I miss you. Just kidding. I missed my chance on that one. And you see Kitty Pryde kind of like grab her arm, and she's like, yeah.
Yeah, the way that panel was drawn made it seem like instead of her just leaving him at the altar, I thought like Colossus just became like a misogynistic just POS.
Yeah.
I thought he was like hitting her, and also I was confused by that. I was like, how can he hit her when she can just turn ethereal?
Yeah, I was also thrown off. I was like, God, that got real dark. Like, why's she grabbing that? But then it was acknowledged in another story that she left him at the altar.
Yeah.
And that's where Rogue and Gambit ended up getting together. And that's the other issue we're reading, Mr. and Mrs. X.
I also thought it was funny that she was like, why are you calling me, by the way? Why aren't you calling her? He's like, well, she stabbed me.
Well, I
died.
At first, he was like, who's her? Like, trying to play it off. Like,
yeah.
come on, doesn't matter how you put it. We've seen you. We've read some comics. Some. Goes into that, and obviously he's warns Moondragon and Phyla, brings him some clothes, only has Gamora and Drax's clothes, so, probably won't fit.
He's like, I don't know how sizes work, I guess.
Don't just do your best. But there seems to be a commotion on the deck, and it's between Cosmic Ghost Rider and Groot.
Yeah, with Beta Ray Bill just sitting on the sidelines, I guess, just trying to like calm things down.
Yeah, mediate it.
Well, it's Groot and a bunch of stabs.
Dude, and little pieces of
stab.
Groot. Yeah, that had me dying. I
still like Groot's like wooden mohawk. I don't know why. I don't know why he has it, but I dig it.
It looked a little smaller this time. I don't know if it's because
Maybe
he was
that's where the
protruding
stabs came from.
He could have been protruding it, like in the first issue where they had it, like in the first cover art,
yeah.
where they show it popping up off his head, because it was a lot shorter this time.
Yeah.
Looked a little more natural.
So they're having a falling out because Cosmic Ghost Rider wants to
Frankie
kill
boy.
Gamora because he doesn't want another Thanos around because he's already dealt with that in another timeline, I suppose. And then Beta Ray Bill and Groot, of course, just want to save Gamora because, that's what they do.
They deserve forgiveness, you know what I mean? It's the righteous
They
thing
ride
to do.
together
Yep.
on the ship Ryder, named after Winona Ryder.
Also, like that Kitty called that out.
Well, I mean,
He said all things great, all things terrible, or something like that. Star-Lord got involved in that little debate, too, and was like, you can go kill her, you can go save her. I don't care.
there's the door.
There's the door.
Also, just like how they just don't care about damaging the ship. I guess none of that stuff where they're fighting out was very important.
Apparently not. I mean,
Yeah, also the dragon just stops that fight pretty abruptly.
walks in and does one blast. The dragon comes out, boom, hits Cosmic Ghost Rider right in the chest, and he even acknowledged that he felt that and said, and was honestly impressed.
She's like, I was just about to fall asleep.
I was just there. Great that. It's also nice to see Moondragon actually like put work on Cosmic Ghost Rider, even if it was a ambush. You know, I mean, it's a sneak attack.
I don't know who she is, but I'm impressed.
Hey, I'm all about it. You don't know Moondragon?
No.
Daughter of Drax?
I mean, I know her from the last issue, but that's about it.
Okay. I'm
I
done
didn't know
with you.
Drax had a kid. I thought all his kids were dead. That's why
I mean,
hated
we're only a
Thanos.
few minutes in, but thanks for listening to this week. Let's Talk Comics. Steven's not going to be here, and cut. Did it work? Nope, he's still here.
So in another panel, we see somebody being thrown through a window, which is always nice. Must be comforting. Who got thrown?
The Collector.
And by who?
Hela. Or it might have been Proxima that threw him.
It was one. It was one.
It
of
was
them.
one of them. Either way, the Black Order
It was
and
not
Hela
nice
involved.
people.
Not nice people. Not enough Hela in this issue, but that's kind of like, I feel like she's going to
We
be...
had 4 panels.
Sure, yeah, but that's not enough.
We had a page.
That's not enough.
I agree. Found out something interesting. Apparently, the Collector, I guess, is immortal. I guess he was given a quote-unquote, I guess, gift by
The deal of
Mistress Death.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
She even said that. Why are you guys so... why are you... At the police, she said guys, right?
Yeah. She's
So
why are you, I think she
fascinated.
called them boys.
Boys. So fascinated with the Mistress Death.
Because she's better than you. She's the entity of death. You're just like a poser.
I know, seriously.
Yeah, poser.
That's why Thanos is doing this, man.
I say that to her face.
Well, at one point he was. We don't know anything about Thanos anymore. I mean, is he dead? Is he alive? Can't wait to find out.
He's being reborn.
I
Be
think
patient.
it's a ploy.
We have a few more issues.
I think it's a ploy.
Why would it be a ploy? They took his body.
Because he even said it when in the first issue where he's talking about, he's like, my only regret is that I don't get to see you fight over this. That seems like Thanos would just be like, I'm coming back. Now you guys are going to freak out. What if he doesn't come back? Obviously, the Black Order is going to try to do something about that, but I don't think he's going to come back.
Yeah, maybe not this series, but eventually he will.
I mean, yeah, Thanos always comes
He
back.
sells.
Even Cosmic Ghost
Thanos
Rider said,
sells.
I killed Thanos once before.
Different reality. I
Different
think.
reality. Yeah, that's true. Star-Lord just passes that off, too. I thought that was funny. He's like, who are you? Frank Castle, Power of Cosmic, Herald of
Herald.
Galactus, alternate reality, or alternate timeline. He's like, okay, that checks out.
I mean, he's dating an X-Man. I'm pretty sure they've dealt with crazy stuff. Well, he dated an X-Man.
True, but
Ex-girl.
I did enjoy that. Hela was.
Ex-girlfriend.
I will cut you, Steven. I will cut you right now, over the podcast, on camera. I do not care.
Get our views up.
Hey, man, that's true.
The people love blood.
I'm stabbing him right now. If you're watching this, I'm lying. But if you're listening to this, it's yep, see, boom. Something I did enjoy when Hela was the very little that she was in this is that she was willing to show how easy it is to break Death's deals. I like that little comment. We didn't get to see it, but it had the Collector like, here, let me help you. Like, let me tell you this cryptic thing real quick. I thought that was cool. And by cryptic message, I'm hearing the negative world is lovely this time of year.
Yep, and that's about the only hint that we get for the location of Thanos' head.
Safe to assume that is something that it is in?
So anyways, going back to after the whole fight between Cosmic Ghost Rider and Groot and Beta Ray Bill, as Ghost Rider is leaving, Beta Ray Bill says that he hopes that they never see each other again, or never meet on the battlefield, rather. Hopefully hinting at an altercation between them, but I don't know much about Beta Ray Bill, but I do know that the power Cosmic is pretty overpowered, so I don't see how Beta Ray Bill could put up much of a fight, but I'd love to see how.
Or the fact that he's not scared of that.
Stormbreaker, yeah.
That could also
He
be
is
a
also,
testament.
like, I guess, part donkey, as Ghost Rider said. So go polish your hammer, donkey. Where did Ghost Rider go after he left?
He ended up going to another ship really quick. They don't even, there's no
Like
time travel
The
there.
Royal Shiar
Mhm.
ship or something like that?
Which we get to find out that there are some survivors from the blast from the first issue. And one of those survivors is the brother of Thanos, Eros.
Two-Face.
Basically, he's now in a
Two-Face.
Professor X wheelchair. And
Professor Two-Face.
Professor Two-Face. That is now his name. We coined it. Thank you, and welcome, Marvel. Introducing Eros back into the mold again was really nice. I'm glad. I was like, wow, Star Fox is immediately killed first issue. Holy crap. Kind of, all of us thought of that out here at the studio of a Mega Level podcast. Yeah, we're big time now. And it's really refreshing to see Eros back into the mix. I'm glad he wasn't taken out. I'm glad that he is apparently getting together the Dark Guardians. You see Ghost Rider's there. You get to meet a person that we're not familiar with, Wraith.
Yeah, I thought it was Malekith at first.
First glance, it did show only half a face. You could be like, oh snap, pale skin, and then
I
showed.
did enjoy their exchange, though. Ghost Rider's like, who are you? He's like, I'm nobody. Ghost Rider's like, that's pretty cool.
He's like, you're in your flaming skull, so.
Yeah, it says
He did not
to
seem
keep
impressed.
away. I assume he has cold powers. I should
Ah.
probably do my research.
Probably. That would help this.
Leave a comment. Inform us. Who is Wraith?
Boom. Let us know.
Is
We will
Apex
give you a
Legends
shout
having
out.
a crossover with Marvel?
Man, I'm sorry, listeners. I'm sorry, viewers. It seems that he's getting this group together to kill Gamora. That's what Ghost Rider wanted to do. That's what they need to do because that's the most logical thing that he would upload himself into Gamora. She was going to do all that stuff in the Infinity War. She was getting all the stones. He was kind of messing with her head. Obviously a figment of her imagination, but
She
still
caused
a
some
presence.
problems.
She did cause some problems. And then on the other hand, you have people that don't think she deserves a forgiveness, and only 2 people know where she's at. Maybe a third, which we will about to get to in just a second. Star-Lord and Groot are the only 2 people that know where she's at.
Yep.
So Eros is like, we need to...
Well, and Adam Warlock.
Yeah, but that's not fair. It's Adam.
Yeah, but he's the one that sent her there.
I mean, Yeah, but he's not a person. We're not. Okay. Okay. 3 people, maybe 4. Thanks, Steven. This is just like
5
a night comes
people.
for us. How dare you? How dare you? But anyways, before Steven rudely interrupted me. Wow. He has a little off-screen talk with somebody that you don't know and said, would you have a problem killing Gamora, your sister? Boom. Shows us Nebula putting on a new arm, and she says, I don't think that'd be a problem.
She cocks it first. She's like, I don't think that'd be an issue.
Yeah.
So edgy.
Yeah, so edgy, man. Oh.
She said we can find out where she's at pretty easily.
Mhm.
She's a pretty sentimental person.
Yep.
She would always tell like that one foolish boy where she's going.
Who she's in love with, or was at least in love with, and then that's when it cuts to, and I was thinking
Final
Star-Lord.
splash page. Yeah, we all assume Star-Lord.
But then it goes the final flash page of Nova. And as we wrap up the second issue of Guardians of the Galaxy, written by Donny Cates, God, wonderful issue. Honestly, very impressed.
I've seen better.
We're going to take a shout out to our sponsor, Epicos.
Card, comic, game, one of each. Get there fast.
Boom. Omega Level Podcast is proudly sponsored by Epicos Comics, Cards, Games. Epicos is your one-stop shop for all your comic book, tabletop, and card gaming needs. Featuring collectibles, statues, artwork, highly graded comics, video games, a separate game room, and even a tabletop game rental service, Epicos has it all. Every week, Epicos is stocked with the newest comic book releases, variant covers, and the capability to order what you need. So start a pull list and never miss an issue. Epicos has 2 locations, Chattanooga and Hickson. So come on by and find what you're looking for.
So, continuing our march towards Endgame, we are going to now discuss Avengers Infinity War.
Yes. The top of the Marvel food chain.
And the 2 biggest fans are here to talk about it. Nick didn't care, so he couldn't make it.
Yep. He definitely voiced his opinion about this isn't something that he's really into. It's one of his lower tier Marvel movies. He didn't think that the culmination of 10 years meant anything to anybody that's a Marvel fan.
Rather lackluster.
Yep. And honestly, I don't see how he could do that and honestly be a fan of comic books. Yeah, it's not to the comic book, to the T, but seeing that come together, the culmination of 10 years, just wow.
It really just dropped my jaw to hear him just talk so much trash about this.
Honestly, blown away. I'm surprised. Steven and I were both on the fence of even returning when he said that.
Yeah, he just didn't want to be here because he didn't want to be in the lion's den. He was afraid.
Yep, he was. Roar. I thought that was good. Okay, anyways, after done trashing Nick, because gosh, he's fat.
So before we actually start discussing it, what would you rate it, or where would you rank it in the Marvel movies?
Oh, it's 100% my number 1 Marvel movie of all time, and shocker, guys, my number 3 movie of all time.
Yeah, I gave it like a 9 the first time, but after watching it again, I had to put it in my top 3, if not number 1.
Also, if this is your let's say fourth or 5th consecutive Steven podcast that you've listened to, have you caught a trend? Is there something that you've seen picked up?
My opinions are rock solid. They never change.
Rock solid, 100%, never change. Picking up right after Ragnarok. Perfect segue into the movie. Thanos getting another stone after manhandling the Hulk with no stone. He was manhandling the Hulk.
Man, did we watch the same movie?
I mean, what? Hulk got 1 tackle?
He got a few lackluster punches.
Lackluster punches as he grabs his wrist and just breaks them back and bends his will.
Let him have his fun.
Ma, can we just focus on him for a second? Brown nosing affair that this dude is. Like, that whole scene, it's hilarious. It's a great scene.
Yes, I have to chuckle every time.
I mean, he gets the stone. Obviously, he breaks Hulk's will. He doesn't even show up for the rest of the movie.
He shows up. He just cries and whines.
He just says, no! But you have Maul. They finally get the stone. God,
who's he get it from?
Loki, who, of course, betrayed them once again. But it had a little more deeper sentimental value than that. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm betraying you to save my skin. It did seem like that. It really did. It really broke Thor right there for a moment. Like, he was very upset that he would do that.
Thor got broke a few times just on the ship alone.
Yeah, that's true.
Heimdall dies.
I was going to say that before I jumped to the stone.
Like, he's the whole reason why they even stood a remote chance to begin with, is because he sent Hulk away.
Mm-hmm.
Saves his skin.
Thor's just sitting there, he ends up floating in space at this point after the whole thing gets exploded by the Power Stone and Space Stone. On this ship, we lose Heimdall, and we lose Loki. That was a big blow for me. I know it seemed like it wasn't because he was training, but he ended up trying to, for some reason, double-cross Thanos.
He's died like 3 times before this, so I was just kind of used to it at this point.
Yeah,
but even Thanos says no resurrections this time.
Snaps that boy's neck.
Hinting towards the end of the movie when he snaps his fingers.
Spoiler alert.
Foreshadowing at its finest.
Snap, snap. But before we jump out of this first scene, I know we haven't really made it far in this movie. God, we could talk for hours, but we can't. We can't. Ebony Maw, when he gets the stone and he's trying to present it to Thanos, and he's like, "No one's had the might, nay, the nobility." Just
to wield two
I love
infinity
that. I
stones.
laugh, but it's just so like, oh, we get it, dude. We get it.
Thanos is dope. You've been building towards this for like over a decade.
Oh, he's still gonna be the powerful person ever. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, everybody can wield the power of infinity. Come on. And in this one too, you get to see a couple new reactions, a couple more FaceTime with certain people that you don't see, like Doctor Strange and Tony Stark. They did not seem to get along because they're two really smart people.
Yes,
and
they're
Tony
both
doesn't
pretty
like being
egomaniacal.
He does not like to be shown up, and I believe that Doctor Strange doesn't do it on purpose.
It's pretty obvious that Tony Stark doesn't like to be embarrassed in front of people because Hulk's just like, he's like, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizard. What are you doing?
Yeah, because he could get. He's like, come on, that whole fight trying to
He's
fight.
like, I'm having a moment. This is not this is not the time for a moment. That's a moment.
Trying to fight Maw and Obsidian is like had me laughing.
Great fight scene.
Epic. You get to see a little bit of Maw. You get to see a lot of Strange in this. Honestly, I think they showcased him the most in this, other than towards the final end when Thor gets his rematch with Thanos for like a half a second. Maybe Iron Man.
Yeah, maybe Iron Man.
I mean, he's the only one to make him bleed.
Maybe Thor.
Well, Thor was at the end.
He's the only person to make him bleed? Did we forget the ending?
Okay, not counting the almost final blow by Thor right in the chest. Not counting that, Iron Man was the only one to make him bleed when he connected to his legs on Titan. When they're having the fight on Titan, remember?
Oh,
All
yeah.
this for a drop of blood?
Which was
such a hard line.
So awesome.
Such a hard line.
Hey, they also made Ebony Maw bleed, though, and like redirecting his metal pieces at him.
Well, that's Ebony.
Yeah, but he was like...
That's not as impressive as making
he was
Thanos a
pretty
god
cool,
bleed.
though. He's like lackey Magneto.
Okay, I could see that.
A little bit.
They kind of didn't showcase Maw. I mean, Maw got taken out. Like, if you've seen
Like
the movie
Alien.
if you've seen the movie Alien, all you just need to do is create a vacuum of space. You know, just pew, suck them right through. Nice little touching scene once again between Tony Stark and Peter Parker.
He's like, you're an Avenger now.
Yep, boom.
You get to see the pride on Peter Parker's face for that moment.
And he knighted him, too.
Corrects his posture for a moment. He's like, wow.
I don't know if you caught that. He knighted him. He's
Yeah,
like,
just real quick, just did not care.
Welcome to the Avengers. Okay, let's do that. And you see all these different fights breaking out, and there's one thing that you really see, except for just a snippet. Scarlet Witch and Vision, they have a nice little sentimental moment. It's Vision trying to tell her that you have to destroy the stone. I know it will kill me, but there's nothing else you can do. You have a power. I believe that they have matching signatures. Is that what he was saying?
Is it like power frequency as the Infinity Stone somehow?
Scarlet Witch is barely trying. She's like holding back.
Yeah, it's barely a fight because he's just slapping everybody silly.
Yeah, that was absolutely one of the best scenes in the entire movie. Was him walking through the portal when they finally get to that?
Just casually walking through all the Avengers.
And leading up to that, and with this said, casually walking through all the Avengers, and then we have Scarlet Witch, who has avoided this entire movie by the Black Order. They worked all the way around her. They
almost took them out earlier, and what was one of my favorite scenes...
Well, that's why they went off. They tried to have a sneak thing and try to get Vision and Scarlet Witch at the same time, because they knew that he couldn't heal through the step.
They decommissioned him pretty much immediately. But that was one of my favorite moments before he continues on. I just want to say, we had two of the most powerful people in all of the MCU so far, the Vision and Scarlet Witch, get taken out. And who did they get saved by? But three mere mortals. Black Widow, Captain America, and Falcon.
I'm fine with Black Widow and Cap. I know it's still mortals, but Falcon? I
love
Anthony Mackie.
Not even Captain Falcon. Just Falcon.
Just Falcon. Yes, they get saved by this, and see, that's also something weird. I don't know, and we've mentioned it in the Age of Ultron and Civil War. They're afraid to use Scarlet Witch because she has reality warping powers. I feel like they can do something along the lines of Doctor Strange. Like, he has reality warping. He's not there yet.
He was holding his own against, like, a half-infinity gauntlet Thanos. Actually, I think it was a little slightly over. I think he had 4 stones
He had 4 stones at that point, because that's when he got the 5th one and then came in and got the 6th one. And that's what leads us to this, is that he's walking through these people, just blasting them. Boom. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Effortlessly. And then gets to Scarlet Witch, as she's like, I guess I have no other choice. She's trying to destroy the Mind Stone and Vision. Super powerful moment, too, because she loves him. He loves her. Thanos is walking up, and she's able to hold off Thanos. She succeeded in breaking the Mind Stone. That is unreal, but to no avail.
No, because you should have also been blasting the Time Stone in his gauntlet instead of just his hand.
But, I mean, in that kind of crisis, I mean, you're only thinking about stop him. I don't realize that he has the reality stone and or the time stone, and he can just reverse everything.
Yeah,
so
they
we
weren't
watched
there
Vision
for that
die
yet.
twice. That was rough. I really like Vision. Paul Bettany does an absolutely fantastic job as Jarvis and then Vision.
He didn't even get to have like his second final words.
That is another sign that it kind of puts up Scarlet Witch up in the top 3 power. I don't want to give her that yet because we can't see the full extent. Because I could also say that Doctor Strange is up there with the way that he was handling
Oh, absolutely.
Thanos on Titan.
He is the Sorcerer Supreme.
The Sorcerer Supreme. And also want to point out on Titan, the best moment in the movie for me, at least visually and power.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Steven.
You talking about when he throws a moon at the Avengers?
One grasp, the motion, the everything.
I stood
looked
out of my
good.
seat in the theater.
Absolutely.
Granted, there was nobody else in that row with me, but still.
I'm sure you probably still would have stood up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can't express enough how amazing Josh Brolin was in this movie.
I love that whole fight on Titan.
Man.
And like introduced it by just crashing a ship on him, which Thanos would have been able to survive even without the Infinity Gauntlet, but still it's just awesome. We finally get to see like true like big scale fight for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's been a few like we've seen cities getting destroyed and stuff, but yet again, like he threw a freaking moon at them.
But we've never seen a one-on-one boss fight like this.
Yeah,
Not
right?
one-on-one per
you get
se,
to
but
see
a
like
solo boss.
Thanos' true resilience.
Yes. He bled, minus the Thor stabbing in the chest,
Yes, that
one
entire
drop
fight,
of blood.
Yes, he had one drop of
One
blood.
drop of blood. And it came from Iron Man. So cool sequence. Snapping his arms into that. Boom. The mech, man. His nanotech is
I
phenomenal.
also liked how Thanos called Spider-Man a bug, and he's never met him before.
Yeah. He never met him before.
Need to note that was Star-Lord's plan.
What do you mean?
I was just saying Star-Lord goes flying in as like they get him like tranced and stuff. He's like, for the record, that was my plan. Before he just foils his own plan because he couldn't control his emotions, even though he's going to kill Gamora earlier in the movie.
And I like that Mantis, not like she could really get much screen time, but I love that character. She's adorable, hilarious. She had a funny little bit. Drax thinking he's invisible on this ship.
Also, just like how Spider-Man was like freaking out when they were fighting each other, saying, "Please don't put your eggs in me." Which is funny. But it was just funny because he's a spider. They put eggs in things.
Mm-hmm. And I also think he still had Alien on the brain, the movie Alien.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
like, "Oh God,"
yeah.
he's bringing that up. They were all fighting for the same purpose too. You have all these different storylines going on, and I thought they meshed together so wonderfully. Like each segment that deals with those people felt like those people.
Yeah, they all felt like their own respective movies too.
It's because they had the directors on set for those. That's why they felt
I totally
that way.
forgot about that.
Yep.
That's
why
so
Guardians
cool.
felt like that. James Gunn was there. That's why Black Panther
Yes.
felt that way. It
The
was
transition into the Guardians was like one of the best transitions in there. Like how it just says space, just somewhere in space.
I feel like this is a big snub. How Josh Brolin didn't get a nom for that, man. I mean, he lead actor. That was his movie. That was Thanos' movie. Thought he was fantastic. Mocap. I think you should look at it a little bit better. Obviously, being a Planet of the Apes guy. Unfortunately, I don't have a reference for that for this movie. Didn't find one. I'm sorry, fans out there. Mainly you, Skull Kid
Sorry,
333,
Jeff.
and our other
Give him a
viewer.
shout out.
But when we finally get to this end of this wonderful movie, Thanos, he won.
Yeah,
He won.
he won.
This is the first MCU movie where a villain won.
Thor almost won.
Thor did. He should have aimed for the head.
I was so glad that we finally got to see like the Thor that we should have had on screen for so many years now. Like
Yep.
I know I said that during Ragnarok, but like with Stormbreaker just flying above, just zapping everybody.
See,
like,
that's what it was. Taika
almost
brought him up.
killing 6 Infinity Stone Thanos.
Mhm.
But yeah, as Thanos
God.
said, you should have aimed for the head.
But he snapped, and man, just sad scenes just happened. I still teared up this last
Oh,
time we watched
Spider-Man,
it.
every
Yeah, I
time.
still teared up when Spider-Man was like, "I don't feel so
Every
good, Mr.
time.
Stark." The rest were real sad too, knowing what Groot said. He's like, "Dad." That's his final word to Rocket Raccoon was
Yep.
"Dad."
It was actually I Am Groot.
Okay, well, I tried to have a sentimental moment, but
All right.
seriously, guys, did you enjoy Infinity War?
You don't want to talk about the after credit scene real quick?
Man,
And
we're
how
not gonna-
confused so many people must be with people just turning into ash and just planes falling out the sky and everything.
Yep,
I want
everyone in that
to
Earth.
see the reactions of people just sitting at home alone with like their spouse, and then like one of them just turns to dust. They're like, "What? Margaret, where'd you go, Margaret?" But yes, it ends with Nick Fury calling upon Captain Marvel, which is where we're gonna be talking about that in May. If you want to stay tuned for that.
I don't know why May comes out next month, but that's cool.
Well, we're gonna talk about in May.
Okay, apparently we're gonna be late on this. Sorry, viewers, listeners, longtime subscribers, a whole 4 months, but appreciate you.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of Infinity War or what you thought of it.
Did we miss something that you really enjoyed? Is there a point that we probably could have hit? Is there another Marvel type movie that you maybe want us to check out? Because we're gonna kind of have a void for a little while. Don't know. We do know, but I'm going to keep that a secret because we like to keep you guessing.
Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down in the section below. Hit that notification bell. And we're in the end game now.
We are in the end game now.
I just said that. I just said
I
that.
know.